Captain on the bridge.
Alright, captains, we are back on the bridge, and today we got some things to go over. We got some ECs to drop in regards to Star Trek Online, so on screen. Yes, captains, before we get into this video, do us a huge favor and hit that like button. But also, if you're new here, welcome. Consider subscribing here to our YouTube bridge, where we're always on the lookout for like-minded captains, where we can share our love, our passion for Star Trek Online, but also things Star Trek. Now that said, here we go. So, captains, you know we have been dropping our ECs on the recent news of the restructuring at Cryptic and also the layoffs. So, in this video, that's what we are going to continue on. Now, I've been gathering my thoughts about this and trying to come up with my thoughts, and this is going to be probably one, maybe 2, 3 videos, who knows, but there's still a lot for me to go over, so I'm not going to put it all in one video. There's a couple more things I want to drop, but in this video we're going to go over this and some information that we were given out by some of my fellow captains. And so huge shout out to Captain Hook, aka Buccaneer Hook. He sent us this article, which we will go over, but also Grebog for sending us some more additional information. So first up, we'll go over it with this. So this is an article from PC Gamer. And again, shout out to you, Captain Hook. Embracer's implosion continues as Star Trek Online developer Cryptic Studio lays off employees. Again, I don't revel in the fact that people lose their jobs, and I have been critical of the work. I don't want to be critical of the person, but that's the thing to remember, Caps. These are people, and you know, I personally experiencing losing your job, being laid off, being let go. It's not a fun thing, you know, and my heart goes out to any of the devs who have lost their job. Wish you good luck, and hopefully you can find something. Hopefully you guys can find something relatively soon so that you can keep providing for yourself, for your loved ones, for your family. So again, Cryptic has confirmed that difficult personnel changes have been made as part of Embracer's restructuring. So Cryptic Studios, the developer of the Star Trek Online and Neverwinter MMOs, has become the latest studio to lay off employees. The studio has confirmed that difficult personnel changes have made as a result of parent company Embracer Group's ongoing restructuring. Word of possible layoffs first came to light in October. Then Twitter user Bogart222 via Massively OP noticed that multiple Cryptic employees had changed their LinkedIn profiles to indicate that they were looking for work. One of them was Star Trek Online community manager Mike Fatum. Like, I feel that it was only a matter of time that anyone's going to pick this up. So, but you don't want to react, especially in real time, when the hammer actually drops. You want to be proactive. As of this video, Mike / aka Ambassador Kale has not been let go and is still working and is still our community manager for Star Trek Online. Yet I can't blame him for putting that up. You really can't. You want him to be able to get ahead of the curve. Because again, he has a family. So, but that is one of the things that was noticed, obviously. So we said in a LinkedIn update that things are weird in the world right now, and we did cover that. And it seems like the right time to open this back up. I'm an experienced senior community manager, writer, convention host, and personality, and I'd like to hear from you. Oddly, Fatum said on Twitter shortly after the layoffs had not actually occurred. To further clarify, none of the teams at Cryptic have changed at this time. And what did we say? Yes, that is truthful at that time. But of course, things take time to trickle down from the higher ups down to the actual company. So, and then of course, here we are as of this video. Whatever the situation was in October, it's now confirmed that layoffs have occurred. As part of Embracer Group's comprehensive restructuring program, Cryptic Studios will now operate under DECA Games. So I'm going to do a different video on that, definitely on DECA games. But the short of it is, from my understanding, that is where older MMO games go to continue. Now, I just did a recent update video, either a day or two, a couple days ago, depending on when we release this video, with the update of the lifetime subscription sale. Now, I know the timing of that probably just kind of sucks, but if indeed DECA games, and again, we'll do a more comprehensive video on that. I'm not, when I say comprehensive, more just me dropping my ECs on. If indeed it is where an MMO goes to just keep on going, then yeah, I'd still say there's a good 3 years left. But with DECA games, again, I don't know much about it. We're still going to do our research on it. That could be longer. So Mike Fatum did actually state that he thinks that there's 10 to 15 years left of the game. Now, will everyone that is there currently be there in 10, 15 years? Probably not. What that looks like, we all don't know. I don't know. So we just have to kind of sit tight and wait and see what happens. Having said that, I've said multiple times that if STO were to end at the state that it's in right now and just go to a private server, I would be happy, and I'd still do what I do. Log in daily, do my paperwork, maybe not do my paperwork, get my pews in, get my STO fixed, because there is no game like Star Trek Online out there. This is the only MMO. I know that there's Fleet Command. We've tried it, don't like it. Huge paywall. Timelines was okay, but now Star Trek Resurgence, if they keep making games like that, I'd be all for it. I did absolutely enjoy the experience that Star Trek Resurgence gave, and I hope there's more content coming for that. But there's no real Star Trek Online MMO game. So that's one of the thoughts that I have, is that Star Trek Online still does have life. Now, I'd like to think, and this is just, again, my ACs, I have no sources on this. This is just kind of my wishful thinking. I'd like to think STO going to DECA games is a pit stop. What do I mean by that? It's a pit stop until it gets picked up by another company. Currently, as of this video, we still have Star Trek Lower Decks airing, and that's a great hit, I think. Love it. We just finished Star Trek Strange New World Season 2, and it's already been confirmed, I believe, that there's a Season 3. Correct me if I'm wrong, captains, in the comments below. And next year, in 2024, will be the last season of Discovery. There's still that movie with Michelle Yeoh, and then there's like the Star Trek Academy, and there's still Star Trek Prodigy, which landed on Netflix. So there is still Trek out there. Now, if all this Trek, current Trek, does well and good, and they see, a company may see some potential, because I still think there's so much potential in STO. And going back to what I said years ago when Discovery came out, I just hope that STO Cryptic doesn't screw up the potential that I see here, or that I saw. And I feel like it sort of did, but it also did take advantage of it via like putting in obviously the ships that we saw on screen, so that's a good thing. But I feel that if all the Star Trek does well, and that has to do with good story writing, good plots, great ships, actors, actresses, legacy coming back, whatever, a company could see that and take STO from DECA and then further develop it. That's my hopeful, wishful thinking. I'd like to think that's what could happen. And that gives me hope. Now, if all the Trek were to stop today, I still feel that Star Trek Online can continue on for another 3 to 5 years. Caps, I'll be the first one to say it. I've always said, I don't want STO to end. I'm pounding my fist like I'm pounding a table. I don't want Star Trek Online to end. I love this game. And I know a bunch of my fellow captains love this game. I would love to keep playing this well into my 50s. I'm 42 right now, as of this video. I've been playing Star Trek Online since 2014, and I still see myself playing Star Trek Online well into my 50s. But the question is how it's going to be developed now. And we don't know. We just have to wait and see. But regardless, I still want this to keep going. And we'll keep playing it until the servers are on. So that is my hope when it comes to DECA. Again, we're going to do a separate video on that. But for now, it's just a huge unknown. And I do hope that DECA further somewhat develops Star Trek Online. At the very least, we know that our devs have already gotten the next year planned out, at least up to last October, year out. So up until next October, because they've always said they're always working a year ahead. So the anniversary events, all that stuff in the first, second, third quarter is already planned out, I think. Whether this restructuring has changed that, who knows? We're gonna find out. Now, with all these layoffs, I feel like now things are going to get delayed even more when it comes to story. Possibly, I don't know. It's a just wait and see. So, again, like I said, I'm still trying to gather my thoughts and sort of wrap my head around this, but there's still more to talk about. And we're not going to do all that in this video. I wanted to concentrate on a couple of things. So we'll just continue on here. So Cryptic Studios will now operate under DECA Games. A Cryptic representative told GamesIndustry.biz, in addition to this organizational change, our commitment to Embracer's directive to reduce costs requires us to undertake difficult personal changes, including separating from some team members. Cryptic Studios will provide job assistance and support those impacted to smooth this transition, which is great. I'm glad that they're doing that. Cryptic remains dedicated to supporting its cornerstone free-to-play games and the communities behind them. And I think Star Trek Online has a very dedicated, may not be big, but it's a dedicated community. DECA Games is games as a service publisher that operates as part of the Embracer Group, focusing primarily on mobile games. That in itself is scary. I say that because mobile games is a huge transactional type of platform where it's just microtransactions. So, but Stowe's model is already about the ship. So it's not, I don't think they can monetize this anything, the crap out of it any more than they are now, other than releasing just more ships. So it's not known how many Cryptic employees have been put out of work, but Fathom said on Twitter that it's a difficult time for Cryptic team right now. He also let slip some understandable frustration with Star Trek Online players who wanted reassurance in the form of new ship teases or development roadmap for 2024 that the game would not be affected by the cuts. Actually, that was directly from our good friend Spencer. He actually tweeted that, and that's the response he got. But he says this here. Okay, taking off my official hat for a moment, he tweeted, this is the second or third time today on the day where people have lost their jobs. You've asked us to make you feel better by teasing some ships. I know you care a lot about Stowe, but maybe give us a minute. That definitely, we even said it then. Yeah, we can't blame them for feeling how they feel. As much as we, the paying customer, or the customer who invests times in this product, we want to be assured. But I'd like to think about it looking at the bigger picture. They are human beings too that are just providing for their loved ones, for their family. So as much as there's a lot of features that we want fixed, a lot of things that we want to improve in Stowe, at this moment in time, people are developers, who, especially the ones who lost their job, are not really thinking about that. They're thinking about how they're going to support their family. And that goes for the ones who are still there, thinking, am I next? You can't blame them. Really can't blame them. So my heart goes to each and every one of them. And I do hope that the ones that lost their job get a job quickly, and the ones that are there stay there. Because if a new crew comes in, well, mind you, a new crew will come in, they're going to have to start from square one. What do I mean by that? They're going to have to learn the Stowe spaghetti code all over again. And they're already stretched out with the staff that they had. And we'll go over that a little bit with information. We're going to keep going over here, but I'll just go back to saying it's a lot of unknowns. So, and as you can see here, there was that tweet right there. So, and again, this was by NeoK182. I'm depressed over the layoffs that Spencer B is right that we need you guys to drop. No, they don't need to. They don't. A reassurance should be given, but I don't think it's a need. It will be just given regardless. That's just my thought process. But yeah, there's nervousness, but again, since this tweet with the whole now going to DECA things, I'm feeling a little bit better, especially by some of the comments that my fellow captains made. So again, wait and see. We'll continue here. The layoffs at Cryptic are the latest in a long and ugly string of job cuts throughout the game industry in 2023. Bungie, Telltale, Epic, BioWare, Firaxis, Creative Assembly, Naughty Dog, Relic Electronic Arts, Take-Two, CD Projekt, Activision, and others have all let employees go in the relentless pursuit of greater profits and shareholder returns. At the end of the day, I hate to say it, at the end of the day, this product, any product, has to make money to keep going. We already know that. But that's the reality that we're in. If Stowe doesn't make money, it's going to go bye-bye. So it needs to make money. And sometimes to cut the bleeding, employees being let go is one of the first fundamental things companies do to stop the bleeding, because they're, of course, saving on their salary. Period, point blank. Embracer, which had grown into an industry behemoth through numerous acquisitions in recent years, but fell into trouble following the unexpected collapse of a $2 billion deal in May. That's a lot of money. Previously cut staff at Zen Studios and closed Saints Row Studio Volition outright. I've reached out to Cryptic for more information and will update if I receive a reply. So there is that information. And again, huge shout out to you, Buccaneer Hook, Captain Hook, for giving me this, and again, allowing me to kind of just go over this and that. So some information here as well that we got, and you won't see this caps on screen, but I'll read it. This is also from Grebog. Shout out to you, sir. Sent me this. So on behalf of the layoffs and research I have done, what I am see at least 12 people were laid off. Of those laid off, only one was noted to have working on the Stowe in the last 5 years. Most have been moved off to an unnamed project. So I believe that's where Bordicus went to as well. But I think that unnamed project has fell apart from my from what people have told me, but I'm not sure yet. As for Jams, he had on his LinkedIn that he was working on something else since May 2022 and no longer working on Stowe. So Kale saying that the Stowe team has not been affected is accurate. Again, this is at the time of this message, which he sent me a couple days ago, actually November 4th. They were all people unannounced on an unannounced project that likely was killed, and sadly all the people on it let go. Again, unfortunate. But it's also what Embracer forced other dev companies to do, killing unfinished projects and laying off the team that was working on it. So again, I'm just reading this from Grebog. Grebog also sent me and this is kind of the last things that we'll go over, the tweets of the employees or on their LinkedIn. So first up here, we'll see here. So Patrick Poage. So he was a senior environment artist at Cryptic. It says here, I've just been impacted by a reduction in force. Again, that's probably the email he got at Cryptic Studios. If you know anyone looking for a hardworking, talented senior environment artist, please reach out. Next up, Ian Richards. This is the one that we went over here. Ian Richards, senior environment, effect, and ship artist. Having to lose a ship artist is huge, I think. That really does suck, having to lose that. Because that's Stowe's bread and butter is ships. literally is ships is their bread and butter. So it says here, hey people, after 12 years, I believe this was Jam Jams. 12 years at Cryptic Studios, I'm currently looking for new opportunities to make cool looking stuff for video games. If you know a place looking to add a senior environment, FX ship artist to the ranks, drop me a line. 12 years. That 12 years. Shows you what they had to do, which you and I may not agree on, Cap, but it's what they had to do to keep afloat so that we can still play Star Trek Online. Just think about that for 1 second. Winter Mullenix, narrative director at Cryptic Studios. Today marks the end of my tenure as narrative director for Cryptic Studios due to a reduction in workforce. I will always look back at these times with a profound sense of gratitude. If you're in need of a narrative director, a principal narrative designer, or someone to lead your writer's room, let's talk. Similarly, if you're looking to connect with anyone else who was impacted by the reduction in workforce, I'm happy to introduce you as well. So again, it kind of really sucks. I've never heard of Winter or the other ones here. Ian maybe, but Mackenzie, I don't think I can understate how amazing Cryptic Studios has been for me and so many others over the years. I have nothing but respect and love for the studio and hope for the best for those who can't continue with us. If anyone knows of any opportunities in the gaming sphere, please reach out to us, as there are many amazing people from Cryptic who would make great additions to any team. So it sounds like Mackenzie Ricard here is still, at least as of this post, was at Cryptic Studios. She's the live ops producer at Cryptic Studios. Then Matthew Wilhelm, as the dust begins to settle around Cryptic Studios, I noticed something important that must be acknowledged. There has been a lot of game development drama in the news in recent years. It seems like many studios have a dark side that only becomes apparent to outsiders when it grows beyond containment. Cryptic does not, at all. Every day I work here, today especially, I've witnessed nothing but love and collaboration from top to bottom. Every single person involved with the studio is a star. Every single person I've talked to on the matter agrees that their job at Cryptic was their favorite ever. I think there are other places in the industry like it, or no other place in the industry like it, and I hope it endures whatever may come. Again, I probably got cut off there, but just was reading there. So this is some of this perspective and you can't really, this is what they see, what they've realized. And again, my heart just goes out to those. It really does. Daniel Brannigan. So I've been unfortunately affected by recent layoffs, and he was a senior animator at Cryptic Studios. I had the opportunity to work at Cryptic Studios for 6 years. That's no small time. I had the privilege of working alongside some remarkable individuals. I specialized in senior animation and 3D animation. I also bring over a decade of rigging experience in Maya and 3Ds Max to the table. If you or someone you know is in need of a skilled animator and rigger, I'm eager to connect. Please feel free to reach out. Thank you for your support and assistance during this transition. Next up, Al. So this was the actual eye-opener for me. Al Rivera. Okay, we all know him. He's the big cheese there. As you can see there, he's the MMO creative director. He was getting ahead of the curve. As of this video, I haven't heard anything that he's been let go. But this isn't just like Mike Veda. But this is what he said. So, hi everyone. As many of you may know, there has been some changes recently at Cryptic Studios. Cryptic has been my home for 20 years. 20 years. Again, he hasn't been let go as of this video, but you can't blame him. You really can't blame him for just putting the feelers out there. And I love it dearly. Although I am personally unaffected by recent events at the studio, I am open to opportunities, as well as happy to help others who have been affected find a good place for them to land. Open to work. Hashtag Al's open to work. He is looking for a creative director, design director, and game director. So you would think, though, putting this out there could put him in a little bit of, I don't want to say trouble, but again, if your current employer sees this, It's going to make them go, why are you putting this out there? But again, you can't blame them for doing this, right? You really can't. So this was surprising. But look at that, 20 years of tenure here. Kiri Jolly, staff software engineer at Cryptic Studios. Well, it finally happened. Got hit by Cryptic Studios layoffs. For anyone hiring game engineers at the moment, I'm open to work for graphics programming or gameplay programming roles. 14 years of experience doing everything from engine dev to middleware. Wow, engine development. Also, there's anyone out there doing VTuber related tech, real-time model puppeteering, motion capture, hit me up. There may be some fun overlaps between my current side projects and your professional opportunities. In the meantime, I'll be working on the open source VTuber software next studio and engage more with my Twitch channel than ever before. So I believe this is, oh, what's their name? Now that I think of it, I can't think of it right now. She is a streamer that I've stopped by multiple times. I can't remember her name, but her avatar does look familiar now that I look at it. Captains, if you know, let me know in the comments below, please. So she's been affected as well. Barclay Chantel, so art director at Cryptic Studios. Well, it's official. I'm now looking for a new job. If anyone is looking for a seasoned art director, please hit me up. Chris Crowley, QA test analyst. Feels like more testing should have been done. Now, I don't say that as a personal attack to Chris. No, that was an overall statement, because we all know things get released and it's usually bugged. But it was an honor to work at Cryptic Studios. I'm now looking for new opportunities. # open to work. If anyone's looking for a QA test analyst, let me know. Christopher Andre, acting QA lead for Star Trek Online. Sadly, I was one of the unlucky few that were laid off. Today, I've had the opportunity to work with some of the best QA production developers. Bill Yates, game developer, art manager. I'm now available. Please reach out if you think you have a role where I'd be a fit. I am open to studio or team leadership roles. Joe Wampole Jing. Again, I've never heard of this particular dev. Principal lead artist, character artist. Hi everyone. Unfortunately, I was impacted by layoffs. It's been a bit. 15 years. Wow. Since actively looking for work, I'll be updating infos and portfolio, but making the initial update now. And lastly here, Hector Marquis Senior, character artist. Just got impacted by layoffs today and I'm now looking for work. I'm interested in senior character artist roles or similar. Please reach out / share if you have any openings or know someone who does. So that was all the pictures Grebog sent me, so thank you again, sir. So kind of just in conclusion here, this is a hard time for them, especially the ones who lost a job. And it's probably even a hard time for those who are there because they just don't know. They don't know, and they're just trying to look out for their family in trying to get ahead of the curve in case. Again, Caps, I can't blame them. I really can't. And I do wish everyone the best. But when it comes to Star Trek Online, again, I will make it known. I've made it known, and I'll keep saying it. I want Star Trek Online to keep going. This is the game where I go to wind down at the end of the day, to just relax, to just forget about in real life duties. And when that day comes of Star Trek Online finally shutting down its Warp Core servers, I won't really know what to do, but I hope there would be another Star Trek game out there that will fill the void of the Star Trek that has filled, all my needs as a Star Trek nerd. I want Star Trek Online to keep going. We don't know how it's gonna keep going under DECA. We're gonna do another video on that. I thought I would get this out there because, again, Captain Hook and Grebog sent me this information, so I felt like I needed to just wrap my head around it and then make this video. So I'm going to keep on doing content for Star Trek Online as much as I can. I'll keep sharing that love and passion because I still have it. I really do. I love this game. And I'll keep playing it. I'll keep streaming it. I'd say as long as Star Trek Online is up, let's enjoy it as much as we can together here on the bridge. Whether it be here on YouTube or on Twitch, it is what it is. Things are going to happen the way are going to happen. I still see some potential, and I really do hope that Star Trek Online's going to DECA is a pit stop for bigger and better things, but it is a wait and see. So with that said, captains, do us a huge favor, hit that like button, comment below, let us know your thoughts. What do you think the future of STO is going to be with DECA? Do you think that Star Trek Online will be picked up by another developer? What do you want to see come to STO now under DECA? And also, how much time do you think STO has left? Personally, again, at least minimum 3 to 5 years. My max is probably 10, which would bring me to playing Star Trek Online to 50, which I wouldn't be opposed to, because like I said, before we end this video, I'll say it again. This is where I get to just escape the real world, even for a moment, especially with my fellow captains. So with that said, captains, again, if you're not subscribed here, consider subscribing, and we will leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.